With more and more of my viewers and Academy of Excellence students making the move out to Thailand, I figured it was about time that I made a comprehensive video which goes through everything that you need to know about making the move, common traps that you'll find in Thailand, dating, locations, cost of living, etc. My name is Sam Harborne and my goal is to help you reach freedom by rejecting the traditional go to school, pay your taxes and die approach, and in fact carve your own pathway to success. If that sounds of interest to you, subscribe to the channel. Moving to Thailand checklist. I think escaping Western culture and living in an inspiring, developing country surrounded by young entrepreneurs just like yourself should be near the very top of your priority list. But before even making a move like that, first you need to establish if you're in the position to actually take that leap. So I've put together a small checklist for you to achieve before you book your flights. Number one is to build an emergency fund. I recommend building $10,000 of savings sat in a bank account somewhere before you consider flying out to Thailand. The reason why I suggest this is because it provides you a sense of security. $10,000 might seem like a lot to you, but if you're responsible with your money and you have a decent online hustle, such as video editing, which is what I teach, copywriting, sales, etc., you should have absolutely no problem stacking up that $10,000 into a bank account. And if you don't have an online hustle just yet, number two, develop an online business which generates money, or be ready to. To be able to continue to enjoy your life in Thailand, you need to be able to make money from a laptop. While I know a fair few people who saved up a sum of money from a more traditional job and then moved out to Thailand and tried building a business while here, it comes with risks, which I'm going to talk about later on in this video. You want to at least have the skills ready so you can build an online business. It can take months upon months to develop a marketable skill. And while you're not making money while here, you're just burning through your savings. And number three, you need a hardened mindset. When you make such a leap in life and you leave behind everything you know and love for new and exciting things, you might find yourself feeling deeply uncomfortable for periods of time. You need a good head on your shoulders. You need to be able to deal with hardship and change. You need to be the sort of guy to grab life by the horns. Be willing to get kicked a little bit. Watching videos like this will certainly help mentally prep you, but even still, I remember the first time I flew out to Thailand, and for the first 5 days, I was so deeply ridden with anxiety that I felt physically sick. Be prepared to be tested. Things will go wrong in life, in business, and without the safety net of your hometown and your family in close proximity, you need to be able to deal with this stuff alone. With those three checked off, you're now ready to book your flights. Where are we going? Number two is your location. Thailand is a very big place with many different places to live depending on your vibe. I'm going to give you a quick rundown on the best places to live in Thailand, their strengths, their weaknesses, so that you can decide what best suits you and your needs. I should add, all of these places have cool touristy stuff to do. They'll have epic temples and whatever to look at. I just don't really care about that stuff. I'm speaking merely from like a lifestyle and sort of businessy mindset. Bangkok is an enormous, ridiculously busy and hectic city. I've got to admit, I've not really enjoyed much of my time I've spent in Bangkok. It's way too hedonistic for my liking. However, once you've started making like 50k a month, you might want to consider the move because there's very good high-level networking opportunities there. And also just the shopping in general is one of Bangkok's main selling points. Chiang Mai is a city in northern Thailand known for its mountainous terrain and its incredible bike rides. It's become one of the most popular destinations in the world for internet entrepreneurs. With tons of cafes and co-works, it's a great place to meet like-minded startups early on in their business. It's also incredibly cheap and they have great food. I've not been to Pattaya, but from what I've heard, it's the sex capital of the world. Sounds hedonistic. Haram! Koh Samui is my absolute favorite place and it's where I spend most of my time in Thailand. It's where I am right now. It's a beautiful, tiny, tropical island off the Gulf of Thailand with a small, tight-knit community. Just driving around and seeing your friends out and about, maybe you go past them on the bike, maybe you see your funny Spanish friend jogging along the side of the street. Maybe you go to a co-work and you see one of your homies there, they're doing bits. It just gives off a really lovely, homely vibe. Koh Samui has the perfect balance in my opinion. opinion. Beaches, beautiful food, great co-works and cafes, and great networking opportunities. Koh Phangan is an even smaller island just opposite of Koh Samui. Koh Phangan's most famous for the full moon party it hosts once per month, which is completely fucking nuts, by the way. And it's just a 30-minute speedboat from here, Koh Samui, over to there. You can actually see in the background, just Koh Phangan's over there. Koh Phangan is basically Koh Samui, but just a lot more, how would I describe it? It's just a slightly dodgy version of Koh Samui. You'll meet a lot of hippies there, and you'll certainly meet a lot of funny characters. And finally, Phuket is the biggest island in Thailand and arguably the most popular tourist destination. It holds some of the most fierce, world-renowned Muay Thai gyms, and has once again a great mix of everything you would want out of Thailand. I prefer smaller communities though, and Phuket's seen a massive increase in tourism, specifically from like Russians and Ukrainians over the last year or so. I find that the more densely populated areas get, and this is just a fact for the world, the more cancerous it seems to become. But anyway, from those short descriptions, hopefully you have a rough idea of the sort of vibe that suits you best, and you can do more extensive research into your individual place of choice that you've decided on. Number 3, costs of living. Depending on your location, your costs can vary. What I can do though is I can give you the lower end and the upper end of costs based upon Koh Samui, which, bearing in mind, is a little bit more on the expensive side compared to places like Chiang Mai, for example. But the biggest variation you'll find in your costs is generally your lifestyle and how much you choose to spend. And just as a quick side note, even if you do spend on the lower end, this will still get you a much better lifestyle than anything you could get in the West for double the price. Accommodation. Low end, about $400 a month, essentially for a small and humble apartment in a decent location. Basically somewhere to sleep, somewhere to shower. If you're anything like me, you spend 95% of your day out working in various different places anyway. And on the high end, $1,500 per month. This is for a pretty sick villa, awesome view up on the hills, 3 bedrooms so that you can split it with 3 friends if you want. Very modern, very beautiful. Transport. In Thailand, bikes are king, especially on the islands. If you want to get anywhere, then you're going to need a motorbike. Getting around in a car is okay, but in my opinion, one of the most fun things that you can do in Thailand is renting out a bike. So on the low end, you're going to be paying $100 per month for a Honda Click, which is a small little moped, automatic. It will get you from A to B. And they're fun. I spent the first like 6 to 9 months in Thailand on one of these bad boys. And on the high end, you can spend like $400, $500 on a car rental or a really nice motorbike. For food, you'll be spending about $240 a month on the low end. So it's still eating out for every meal, but it would be cheap Thai food. I say eating out because I don't cook food for myself ever. So I can't really give you a price in terms of like groceries. I would imagine a little bit less. But this will get you 3 meals a day from local Thai restaurants. Chicken and rice, pad Thai, all that good stuff. And on the high end, you can spend $900 per month if you go to westernized restaurants and eat out for every meal. And it's really good food, by the way. And it's still a lot cheaper than what you would find in Western culture. If you ate out in restaurants in the UK, for example, you'd probably spend like 20, 30 pounds per meal. Here, more like 10 pounds for a really nice westernized meal in a nice restaurant. And just miscellaneous costs like fuel, water, you know, just small little expenses that you find along the way. I've allocated an extra like $100. You can allocate as much as you want here. For me personally, I don't do much spending. I don't go shopping. I don't buy little trinkets and things. So allocate as you will, but fuel here for bikes, very cheap. You can get a full tank for your Honda Click for like 200 bahts or like £5. Now it'll last you like 2 weeks. So I've allocated $100. So the totals, on the low end, you're gonna be spending $840. And for the lifestyle that you could live with that is absolutely crazy. And on the high end, $2,900. You would be living like an absolute king if you spent that much money per month here in Thailand. Please bear in mind that there are hidden costs to Thailand that I haven't covered, such as visas or any other small hidden little costs that you might find. You know, it just happens. So please take these numbers with a slight grain of salt. Generally speaking, that's how much you'll be spending for the low end and the high end. Number 4, dating. Dating in Thailand is completely different to anything you'll see in the Western culture. Women are far more open. Women are far more flirtatious. You'll often find yourself flirting with your waitress, your hotel receptionist. Because women are more open to being flirted with, it makes for a much more playful and fun environment. However, there's lots of nuances to understand about Thai culture. And there's also many traps that you can fall into as a Western man dating in Thailand. As a general rule of thumb, don't ever let Thai women understand or worse yet control your finances. Underlying every relationship that you might have with a Thai woman will be this weird lingering feeling of, is she just with me for my money? Does she have some sort of weird duty to her parents to provide for them, which is very much so a part of Thai culture. If you marry a Thai woman, for example, you're actually expected to pay a lump sum of money to her parents per month for the rest of your life. And fun fact, I think it's either 25 or 50% of any earnings that a Thai person makes goes to their parents. That's just a part of their culture. Again, there's so many different weird nuances to understand about Thai culture that you only seem to really pick up once you spend a lot of time around the Thai locals or if you date a Thai woman. With that said though, the masculine and feminine dynamic is very prevalent here. As a man, you're expected to be a man, you're expected to provide, lead, and the woman plays into her feminine role, and it creates a much happier relationship in my opinion. However, women here can be very ruthless. They can lie, they can fucking destroy your life. They want to try and lock you down sometimes. They might lie to you about being on birth control, having STDs, etc. If you are that way inclined, juggling multiple women is generally more accepted here, assuming you know how to navigate those scenarios. And overall, dating in Thailand can be very fun. Having your hot boy summer in Thailand and sort of getting that fuckboy period of your life over with is a pretty good option for a lot of young men if you're that way inclined. Tread with caution, don't fall into common traps, and keep some good friends around you who genuinely care for you and can tell you right from wrong, objective truth from opinion. And just on a final note, if you're staying in Thailand long term, in my opinion, you're gonna have just as hard of a time finding a Thai wifey as you would really anywhere else in the world. So you're not gonna come to Thailand and like really easily find like wifey material girl, for example. I'm gonna be very honest with you now. I grew up in a very poor family, so we didn't really ever have any holidays. And up until the age of 22, I only left the country one time for like a week to go to Spain when I was like 4 years old, so I don't even remember it. I think my life is quite literally 50 times better now I've left my home country. And I spend my time in different, much better places. And funnily enough, I was actually speaking to my sister a few days ago, and she was asking me, Sam, where should I move to in Europe to escape sort of like this decaying Western culture? And I mentioned that her best odds, in my opinion, would be somewhere like Poland. And she had this like immediate visceral reaction, which is what I'm going to talk about here in this limiting belief section. When I mention going to a different country such as Thailand or maybe even Poland, what is your initial response? What is your immediate opinion on those countries? Because if you told me a few years ago that if I left my home country and came to somewhere better to live, I would have a lifestyle 50 times more inspiring, fulfilling, then I would have laughed in your face, because the idea of leaving my safe and affordable first world country was just so ridiculous to me. I'm so lucky, right? I think there's so much more to life than a shitty hedonistic city in the UK or in the US. Life in Thailand is like, it's got like that rugged, scuffed feel. You live life on the edge a little bit, but it makes for such a happier and more flowy life. Everything just makes sense here, you know? And I really do want you watching this video now to question your beliefs. What is your immediate visceral reaction when I mention Thailand to you, for example? Because I know a few of my students inside my academy, when I mention Thailand, their immediate response is like, oh no, I wouldn't want to move to somewhere like Thailand. Even my best friend Yanis, who recently came here 2 months ago, initially was completely and utterly against going to Thailand. He had this idea that it was like degenerate, it was poor, it was third world, it's dangerous, glamorous. But then you come out here and you realize, like, where the fuck did any of those beliefs even come from? Are they even my own beliefs, or have I just been conditioned to believe any country outside of my first world, safe and very awesome home country is trash? Maybe I should stay in my home country, work my 9 to 5, pay my taxes, and fucking die, you know? What fulfills me the most about my work is that I'm able to actually help people discover that there's so much more to life. And of course, I think money buys you those options. But even if you don't have that much money, you can have such a better life out here in somewhere like Thailand than you can in the UK, where you'd pay literally double the price of what I'm paying for my beautiful home here for a fucking Harry Potter cupboard. I don't think your home country governments want you to know that life can be so much more outside of that small bubble that they've got you in. And I'm here to tell you, it fucking is. You just need a way to generate some online income. That's it. And with the upcoming rise of content creation, the importance of content creation through both influencers and now corporate businesses, because they're catching on. They know the trend. Everyone needs content. Everyone is on social media all day watching content. They need video editors. I truly believe video editing is the absolute best chess move you can play on the chessboard if you're not an influencer or a business yourself. You're positioning yourself as the direct right hand of these highly powerful, highly influential people. If you want to learn video editing and how to generate money online from your laptop so that you can move to Thailand, enter my Academy of Excellence. I cannot stress this enough. It's the absolute best place on the internet to learn video editing. Enter the Academy of Excellence right now. It's the first link in the description. I've already had a few of my students fly out to Thailand, and I want more of you here. My ultimate goal is to rent out like a massive fuck off villa here, like a townhouse with like 12 beds, and just fill it with video editors. I think that would be fucking awesome. So if that interests you, join the Academy of Excellence right now. And you know what? Use code FREEDOM at checkout. I'll give you a discount. When you do get out here, there are a few common traps that I've seen from my friends, my Academy students, and associates alike. Common traps that people fall into that completely fuck up their chances of actually staying here long term. I've categorized these into 3 different traps. The first one is the holiday trap. You come here and essentially you treat it like a holiday. You want to do all of the tourist things every single day. You're at this beach, you're at this temple, you're doing this waterfall, you're doing the quad bikes, the ATVs, the fucking go-karts, you're doing everything you possibly can in as short of a period of time as possible. Because on holiday, you go somewhere and then you leave after 2 weeks, right? So you want to maximize your dopamine. You want to take advantage of as much as humanly possible. Now, the problem with this is while you're doing that, you're not actually developing, you're not doing any substantial fucking work. So what I've seen happen is people come here, they get overwhelmed, they say yes to all of the opportunities that come up, and in no time, after a month, they've realized they've not done any fucking work, they've not developed any new skills, their business has decayed, it's certainly not developed, and they've burnt through their emergency fund already, and they have to go home. Which is fucking sad, because if you didn't treat it like a holiday, you would actually have plenty of time to do all of those things in your day-to-day life. My day-to-day life is holiday-esque. I could choose to go and jack off on the beach today, or go check out some temple, or climb a waterfall, or do a jet ski, right? I can choose to do that if I decide I deserve it. That's my daily life. The fact is, if you treat it like a holiday, you're trading in your daily longevity of an awesome lifestyle for short-term pleasure, and it's a shame. Don't fall into the holiday trap. You're not here on holiday. Number 2 is getting the ball rolling trap. A lot of people think because influencers have told them, guys, your network is your net worth, guys. If you just find a way into the high value circles, you'll figure it out, right? No, you cannot walk into a room with a bunch of G's with no blueprint, no business to develop, and suddenly just get it. Your network isn't going to develop a blueprint and a business for you. What your network is actually really good for is optimizing your business. If you don't have an idea, at least, you're wasting everyone's time, you're wasting your own time. Your network can really help you look at your business model and see what you can do better. Optimize it, right? They won't build one for you. You cannot just book a flight to Bangkok, walk into some networking event and just get it. You won't. And number 3 is the partying and dating trap, which is pretty self-explanatory, but you come to Thailand, you're getting a lot of female attention, women are eyeing you up, you're walking down the road, you're getting catcalled, you've never experienced anything like it before. And so, hot boy summer begins. You download Tinder, you're going on 2 dates a day. The problem is, with dating usually comes 1, a fuck ton of wasted time, and 2, booze. Girls just want to have fun. They love booze. Thai women love booze. Every single day on this island, there is partying. In Western culture, it's like, yeah, Friday, Saturday, oh yeah, let's get lit, guys. No, every single day here, I could choose to go out and get fucking pissed. And it will be live. It's always live. So you can fall off the deep end with that. Dating a load of chicks, partying all the time, drinking a load of booze. You're not developing your business. You're waking up with hangovers. You're not slick. You're just not fucking slick, bro. And once again, in a month's time, you look at your bank balance. It's not went up, it's actually went fucking down. And you're booking your flight back home. Sad. The girls aren't going anywhere. Take your time, guys. Pace yourself. Thank you for watching. If you want more of my direct one-to-one help with moving to Thailand, some of the more logistical things, and you also want to develop an online income so that you can sustain your lifestyle out here in paradise, click the first link in the description. I will teach you everything you need to know about video editing. You'll gain access to a network full of the best video editors, and also access to a job board where daily jobs are posted every single day. There is no better place on the internet to be than my Academy of Excellence. I hope to see you in Thailand soon.